Assalamualaikum and a very good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yanti Rahayu binti Ramli, a senior lecturer from Faculty of Information Management, UITM, Puncak Perdana Campus, Selangor, Malaysia. I'm going to talk about the influence of information literacy towards students' academic performance. Now, let me introduce the authors of this paper, which is the main author is Dr. Wan Nurhaliza Wan Mokhtar, Jemauri Ajurama Anak Cemat, me as a correspondent author, and Associate Professor Dr. Nurhayati Hussein. Now, let me brief the outline of my presentation, which is the introductions, the framework that we develop for this study, the research methodology, and as well as the finding of the study. Right. The study investigated the influence of information literacy on the academic performance of master's students in the Faculty of Information Management UITM Puncak Perdana Campus, Selangor, Malaysia. The study revealed that most respondents are well versed in searching skills, retrieving skills, and evaluating skills. Therefore, this paper recommends educational courses in the form of workshops to be presented to the students on the topics that relates to the searching, critical thinking using the suitable methodologies for studying, including writing essays, as well as research attitudes, including conducting research. Besides that, this study suggests that future studies should be conducted in the context of students' academic performance by using other skills such as study and research skills with different populations and institutions. Let me get back you in track. Now, what is the information literacy means? Sultani and Nicole identify information literacy as the student's abilities to ethically search, analyze, use and share knowledge in higher education contexts. Academic librarians and their partners in higher education associations have developed learning outcomes, tools and resources that some institutions have used to infuse information literacy concepts and skills into their curricula in the 15 years since the Information Literacy Competency Standards publications for higher education was published. Students can develop information literacy abilities as part of their critical thinking skills during library teaching sessions and when they use library resources and services. Charis Unwoha mentioned that many educational institutions have established information literacy skills programs to educate students with the required knowledge and abilities to be successful information consumers. Owing to that emphasis on these skills, therefore, this study is intended to highlight the influence of information literacy on students' academic performance. A few studies have shown that information literacy could influence the students' academic performance. For example, Learning and Malik analyzed a variety of factors that current university students' high school experiences such as demographic, educational and economic factors, as well as current standing and grade point average, which is the GPA, to assess the students' information literacy skills in relation to a 1000 level information literacy course that is part of the university's general education's requirement. Finally, according to regression studies, only current university GPA and standardized test scores has any effect on information literacy test results. Another study undoubtedly discovered that information literacy is one of the most critical predictor factors for degree college students' academic success. A study by Banik and Kumar showed that increasing students' information literacy competence by 1 unit can raise their GPA by 0.012. As a result, the study recommends that students enhance their information literacy skills to improve their academic performance. Shaw and Popper found that information literacy abilities were found to be favorably connected to both students' writing scores and final course grades. Buttle in their study also mentioned that students excelled in information evaluation and identifying needs, but struggled with legal, ethical concerns and information usage. As a result, giving all students in information literacy education is critical to providing a foundation for more balanced academic success. Now, let we move forward to the framework that we developed. The framework is developed in such a way that it adapted from the previous study from the Big Six model by Mike Isenberg and Bob Berkowitz, and also from Muhammad Izzuan's studies, from a studies that called students' academic performance. The variance in the dependent variables was students' academic performance, which could be explained by the three independent variables. You can see from the diagram, searching skills, retrieval skills, and evaluating skills, which are components of information literacy typically taught by Malaysian academic libraries in their respective library literacy courses. In addition, the searching skills and evaluating skills were derived from Muhammad Izzuan's studies, while the retrieving skills was originated from Onuoha. Alright, now we move forward to the research methodology. Okay, this study employed the quantitative approach, which was executed through the survey methods. The questionnaires was developed in a Google form and was distributed to the respondents through students' emails and WhatsApp applications. The student population consisted of 196 postgraduates from all 6 master's programs of the Faculty of Information Management UiTM Puncak Perdana Campus, Shah Alam, Selangor, Malaysia. Since the data collection was conducted through a questionnaire, this study used probability sampling. The study adopted the simple random sampling techniques from the probability sampling as the sample size was generated using Royale calculator and was selected from the sampling frame. As a result, it showed that the sample size was 138 respondents. Besides that, the adoption of the methods was reliable as it eliminated sample bias. The hypothesis produced by the research measured the research. This research questionnaire was distributed from early December 2021 until January 2022 via students' emails and WhatsApp applications. To ensure projection and draw meaningful conclusions, the primary data collected from the sample's population via a structured questionnaires were analyzed using statistical tools to get the data related to frequency, percentage, and regression model from the statistic package for social science, the SPSS version 26. Now, let me introduce the data analysis and the findings. Now, the study recorded a satisfactory response rate of 70.4%, where a total of 138 respondents participated from the total population of 196 master students of the Faculty of Information Management UiTM Puncak Perdana Campus, Selangor, Malaysia. The analysis included all items from all constructs under investigation and was restricted to a single factor. The results indicated that a single factor accounted for only 48.119% of the total variance, representing that the collected data is free from common methods variance. Those having a comba alpha values of more than 50% will not be considered further. Now, let's take a look on the pie chart. The pie chart shows that majority of respondents were female, while carried 97, which is 70.3% of the sample size, while the remaining were from the male category, consisting of 41 respondents, equal to 29.7% of the overall respondents. Majority of respondents were aged between 21 to 25 years old, which is 57.2%, followed by those aged 26 to 30 years old, which is 32.6%, and aged 41 years old above 5.1%. The remaining respondents were from the age group of 31 to 35 years old and 36 to 40 years, equal to 3.6% and 1.4% respectively. Now, the tables shown about the descriptive statistic. Now, descriptive statistic was used to describe and summarize data. It includes measures of variables, average values, including mean, median, and mode, and variable dispersions, including variance, standard deviations, and range. The description of independent variables or factors that influence the dependent variables were searching skills, retrieving skills, and evaluating skills, while the students' academic performance was the outcome of those elements. From the findings, we found out it shows that retrieval skills has the highest overall mean scores, which is 4.28, followed by searching skills 4.22 and evaluating skills 4.04 respectively. Now, take a look on the table 4.3. So it shows that the descriptive statistics for students' academic performance. The result was good as the N value is equal to 138, which corresponds to 138 total questionnaires for all items. This indicated that the respondents have answered all questions. Now, the next findings of this study also found that the information literacy skills have impacted academic performance in a good way, which is the highest mean scores of 4.54. Followed by the information resources has a great impact on their academic performance by 4.10. Meanwhile, the lowest mean score of 3.83 were feeling neutral about their ability to filter a large amount of information which is not stated in the table. As a conclusion, the purpose of this research was to investigate the influence of information literacy on the academic performance of a master's students at the Faculty of Information Management UiTM Puncak Perdana Campus, Selangor, Malaysia. Many previous studies have shown a significant positive influence between information literacy and students' academic performance. Therefore, the influence of information literacy on students' academic performance cannot be underestimated. Additionally, these students also possessed very good information literacy skills, which they use to search, retrieve, and evaluate resources, whether it is in written or in an online format. After taking into all the considerations on how these students possessed very good information literacy skills, it is recommended that educational courses in the forms of workshops should be presented to students on topics such as searching, having a critical mind, using correct methodologies for studying, including writing essays, applying research attitudes, including conducting research, and so on. Besides, for the greater interest of the student community, more credible online information sources related to the specific subject areas should be subscribed by the university library to fulfill the information needs of the users, especially the students, researchers, and academic staff of the universities. With that, thank you for listening.